Did you hear about the high-end department store drama yet? So I will tag the woman's account that I saw this at right around here. You can click on her page. She's got a couple videos about this, but basically she went to a high-end department store called Boyd's. She said it's super similar to Neiman Marcus. She said they had a faux fur that she was in love with, and her husband were going on a trip to Colorado. So she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go get it. Well, she gets to checkout, she buys the coat, and they're like, oh, hey, we don't have any bags or boxes to put this in. Do you just wanna take it out as is? And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. The sales associate then proceeds to cut the tags off of the jacket before she gives her the jacket, and then she leaves. They go on their trip. She ends up not even taking the jacket because her husband was like, that's not practical. You need something that you can both ski in and wear like around, not a faux fur. You can't ski in a faux fur. So she ends up not even taking it with her. She gets a different jacket. Well, they get back. She's running an errand to go get something for her husband, and she goes to the other Boyd's location to try and return the jacket since she ended up not wearing it. When she gets in the store, the sales associate immediately gives her to a manager. The manager calls the other location because they're like, well, we can't take this back. It doesn't have tags. And she said, well, they cut the tags off. I didn't have a choice in it. They call the other store and they said, well, yeah, we cut the tags off because she asked us to. So at this point, the manager's like, we can't take it back here. If you want to go back over there and try there, you can go for it. She goes out to her car, calls the other location from her car because she said she didn't have enough time to get there before they would close. They basically call her a liar and then put the phone down to like discuss it amongst each other, the manager and the sales associate and someone else, and proceed to like talk shit about her while she can hear them. The manager gets back on the phone. She's like, I can hear you guys talking about me. And then basically the manager was like, you bought it, you need to keep it, we're not returning it, and then hangs up on her. She said at this point she still hadn't gotten this person's name, so she called back 3 other times. They hang up on her each time. They would not give her a name. She finally gets someone else, and they say that they're just gonna escalate it to a customer service issue. She got out of her car, went back into the location that she was already at, and asked them for corporate's number, and they were like, well, we don't have a number for corporate, but I will give them your information. Like, I will escalate this. She said the jacket was a $675 jacket, I believe. She said she did try to contact the police to file a report, and they told her because the jacket is under a certain amount, it's a civil issue, and there's nothing they can really do. She finally gets a phone call from someone from corporate, and they tell her they have footage of her wearing the jacket out of the store, and because of that, that's why they're not going to give her a return. And then she told him, well, the only reason I wore it out is because the sales associate told me y'all didn't have a bag, and then she like came around the counter and held it up like I needed to put it on before I left, so I did, and I walked out with it. They didn't care. They were like, we're still not honoring this return. So then she calls another person who she says is like another high up. She thinks it's like the son of the owner of Boyd's. I believe she said this person is also on the board, and she said when she spoke with him, he knew her name and he knew the situation already. She said this man told her that she has already spoken with 6 people. They are not giving her a refund, and if she continues to call them, they will get the police involved and they will sue her for harassment. And then he said, I'm blocking your number, and he hung up on her. She said she did end up calling some attorneys to see if there's anything she can do, and some of them said, yes, you've got a good case, and some of them said, no, don't even pursue anything. They all let her know she'd have to pay $100 to even file a claim. And then one of them, she said, let her know, yeah, you can absolutely take them to small claims, but their corporate attorney could end up representing them, like going as them or in place of them at small claims court, and would basically crush you. She said at this point she has filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau, the FTC, and the Attorney General. She has also disputed her charge with whomever I don't know if it was a credit card or her bank. And then she also said that the woman never told her like, hey, if I cut these off, this will void your return. Cutting these off voids your return. You can't return this if you walk out with it. She even messaged like a Neiman Marcus, a Saks, and something else to see like what their return policy is on worn items or things to that effect. And most of them were like, it's at the discretion of how good of a shape the item is, or like is in when you bring it back. And so, yeah, she's just kind of stuck with this jacket, it seems like, but also, in my opinion, horrible customer service on Boyd's part. Absolutely garbage.